Shadows of Valor, a light restored. The night was heavy with frost, the wind slicing through the empty streets. Under dim streetlights, Abigail Moore trudged home from the clinic. Her nurse's scrubs clung to her weary frame, her dark hair tangled from a long shift. The faint glow of her small apartment beckoned, where her mother and sister waited. Her hands, chapped from cold, burrowed deeper into her thin jacket. Thoughts of her mother's frail health and her sister's school fees weighed on her. A sudden screech tore through the silence, tires skidding, metal crunching. Abigail's heart lurched as she spun toward the sound, eyes wide. A pickup truck lay crumpled against a pole, smoke curling from its hood. Without a second thought, she ran toward it, her exhaustion forgotten. Through the shattered windshield, a man groaned, pinned against the steering wheel. He was older, silver-haired, his suit torn, blood trickling down his temple. "Help, please," he rasped, his voice faint, his hands trembling. Abigail yanked at the door, her fingers slipping on the icy handle. "Hold on, I'll get you out," she said, her breath fogging in the frigid air. The stench of gasoline stung her nose, a warning of danger ticking closer. She pulled harder, muscles straining, until the door gave way with a groan. The man slumped forward, his leg trapped beneath twisted metal. "My leg! I can't," he muttered, pain etching deep lines into his face. Abigail knelt, peering inside, her heart racing as she assessed the damage. "We don't have time. The truck could blow," she warned, voice steady despite her fear. No one else approached. Distant figures lingered, watching, too afraid to help. She slid her arms under his, gritting her teeth against the strain. "On 3, push with your good leg," she instructed, locking eyes with him. 1, 2, 3, she shouted, pulling with all her might. He groaned, shoving weakly, and she dragged him free, inch by agonizing inch. They stumbled back just as a spark flared, the truck erupting in a deafening blast. Flames roared skyward, heat searing her face as she shielded him with her body. Shrapnel grazed her shoulder, a sharp sting she ignored, her focus unbroken. The man clutched her arm, his voice shaking. You saved me." Abigail sank to the ground, adrenaline fading, pain blooming in her shoulder. "You're safe," she whispered, her vision blurring as exhaustion took hold. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder as her strength slipped away. She awoke to sterile lights, the beep of machines piercing her haze. Her shoulder throbbed under bandages, her body heavy with fatigue. A woman entered, middle-aged, elegant, her eyes red from crying. "Abigail?" "I'm Laura. His daughter," she said, voice thick with gratitude. "You saved my father, Victor. I can't thank you enough." Abigail managed a weak nod. Anyone would have done it. Laura shook her head, sitting beside her. Number U risked everything. Abigail's gaze drifted to the clock, 8 a.m., and panic flared. "The scholarship meeting," she murmured, struggling to sit up. Laura frowned. "What meeting?" "At the university. I was up for a nursing grant," Abigail said, voice breaking. "It was today, my only shot to study full-time." Laura's face fell, guilt shadowing her eyes. "Because of us." A nurse bustled in, tray in hand. "You need rest. Your shoulder's torn up." Abigail sank back, defeated, staring at the ceiling. "That chance, it's gone," she whispered, a tear slipping free. She left the hospital later, her arm in a sling, her spirit bruised. The walk home felt endless, each step heavier than the last. Her mother, Ellen, waited in her wheelchair, concern etching her face. "Abigail, what happened?" she asked, eyeing the bandages. "Just a scratch, Mom." Abigail lied, forcing a smile. Her sister, Lily, rushed over, wide-eyed. Your arm, are you okay? I'm fine, Abigail said, brushing it off, hiding her sacrifice. She didn't tell them. Not about the crash, not about the lost opportunity. Days dragged on, the missed grant gnawing at her quietly. She returned to work, pushing through pain, her family none the wiser. One morning, a sharp knock startled her from her chores. 2 officers stood at the door, badges glinting in the weak sunlight. Ellen wheeled forward, voice tight. What's this about? Is she in trouble? No, ma'am, one said, smiling. We're here to thank her. Abigail stepped out, puzzled. Thank me? You saved Victor Hensley. Pulled him from a wreck, the officer explained. We need your statement to close the case. Ellen's eyes widened. Abigail, you did what? It was nothing, Abigail said, shrugging, though her shoulder ached. The officer nodded. Not many would have been that brave. When they left, Ellen turned to her, voice soft. Why didn't you say? Abigail sighed, sitting beside her. I didn't want you to worry. You got hurt and lost that meeting, Ellen said, piecing it together. I'd do it again, Abigail replied, firm but gentle. It was right. Ellen squeezed her hand, pride mingling with sorrow. A week later, Laura appeared at the door, holding flowers and a box. I know you don't want thanks, but please, hear me out, she said. Abigail took the flowers, hesitant. You don't owe me. Laura's eyes softened. You gave up so much. I can't ignore that. Abigail set the box aside. I did it because I had to, not for this. Laura lingered, then left, her gratitude unspoken but heavy. In a towering estate, Victor Hensley sat by a fire, his leg in a cast. The night replayed in his mind, Abigail's hands pulling him from death. He turned to Laura, voice gruff. That girl, she's something else. She won't take help, Laura said, frustration lacing her words. Victor nodded, thoughtful. Find out more. We owe her. Laura dug into Abigail's life, uncovering her struggles, her mother's illness, her sister's dreams. She works 2 jobs, Dad, Laura told him, all for them. Victor's jaw tightened. And she lost a scholarship saving me. We can't force her to take anything, Laura said. She's too proud. Then we don't force, Victor replied. We open a door. Laura tracked Abigail to the clinic, watching her tend to patients with care. She approached after a shift, cautious. Abigail, I'm Laura again. Abigail tensed. I don't need anything, really. Not charity, Laura said quickly. A chance. My father owns a company. Abigail tilted her head, wary. What kind? Medical supplies. We fund scholarships, Laura said. You'd qualify. Abigail paused, pride warring with hope. I don't take handouts. It's not a handout. It's earned, Laura insisted. You prove that. Abigail looked away, torn, then nodded. I'll think about it. Days later, a letter arrived. An offer for a nursing scholarship. No strings. Abigail read it, hands trembling, a flicker of possibility igniting. She didn't know Victor had pulled strings, keeping his name out of it. At home, Ellen watched her, curious. What's that? A chance, Abigail said, voice soft. Maybe I can still study. Lily grinned. You deserve it, Abby. You're the best. Abigail smiled, a rare lightness lifting her burden. She applied, acing the interview, her passion shining through. Weeks later, acceptance came. She'd study nursing full-time. Ellen wept, hugging her. I'm so proud. You never gave up. Lily chimed in. I'll work harder too. No more stress for you. Victor visited one day, cane in hand, his gruff exterior softened. You're a fighter, he told Abigail. That's why I push this. She met his gaze, grateful but firm. I'll earn it. Every step. He nodded, respect in his eyes. I know you will. Years passed, Abigail thriving in school, her family's load easing. She graduated top of her class, diploma in hand, tears in her eyes. Ellen, healthier now, cheered from the crowd, Lily beside her. After, Abigail worked in a bustling hospital, her compassion a beacon. One day, she treated a boy, poor, sick, his mother desperate. I'll cover his care, Abigail told the staff, echoing her past. Her kindness rippled, inspiring others, her legacy growing. She founded Beacon of Care, a clinic for the underserved. Victor donated, grinning. Knew you'd do something big. Laura joined too, proud. You saved more than my dad that night. Abigail stood in her clinic, watching patients heal, her heart full. She'd turned shadows into light, valor into a lasting gift. Her story spread, a nurse who defied odds, who chose others over herself. On a quiet evening, she visited the crash site, now just a memory. Thank you, she whispered to the wind, for the strength it gave her. Her life, once dim, now glowed, a testament to courage reclaimed. If you like this story, please give it a like. Subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps us sharing tales like this. We're so grateful. See you soon.